Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and in this video I am going to show you how to make a file chooser dialog. So if ever in your program you need to include the functionality to have the user select a file, like this right here, they click File, Open, and then I don't know, maybe select an image or a text file, whatever. And also I'm going to show you not only how to do that, but give you guys the ability to select entire directories. So let's say you're making like a file transfer program and you want them to upload an entire folder. You can do that as well. It's just one little change, but the concept is pretty much the same. So already what I did before this tutorial started is I made just a blank screen and it has a button on it, and the button says choose file. So this is already everything that we learned. I didn't want to waste your guys' time repeating myself about something you already knew. So this button is hooked up to this on file clicked. So this is the method that gets called whenever they click the button. So let's go ahead and make this right now. And instead of like the last tutorial where we made an entire separate class for that pop-up window, what we're going to do is we're just going to stick everything inside this class, going to make it nice and compact. So we pass in self and widget. And now let me add a comment right here. I'll be like user clicked the open or choose file button. So yeah, I made it a button, but sometimes you may want to connect it to a menu item. That's probably more common, but like I said, gonna keep things real simple. So just like before, what we're gonna do is make a variable called dialog, and this is gonna be equal to GTK file chooser dialog. Alright, so this is pretty much a special dialog from GTK that allows the user to pretty much select a file or a directory. And the parameters that it takes are first the title, so we'll say select the file host. And the second one is self, and the third one is this. So for this tutorial, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this equal to GTK file chooser action open. So remember the last time we set this equal to a plain modal or model? Still have no idea how to say it, but it's pretty much like a plain pop-up. Well, this right here says that, okay, this is a pop-up that lets the user pick a file. Now, if you ever wanted them to select an entire directory, then what you can do is you can change this open to select folder. So just change that one keyword, and then whenever they open that dialog, it's going to select a directory instead of just an individual file. But right now, we'll just work with individual files, and I'm going to hit open. So that's what this is going to do, and I also am going to add, how can I do this? Alright, so I'll add those default buttons too. So if the user ever clicks open, and then they're like, oh, actually I clicked that by mistake, we want to give them this cancel button right here. And also, there are two ways that you can select a file. You can just select it right here and double click it, or you can select it and hit OK. So let's give them both of those buttons, and all that functionality is already built in, which is pretty cool. So GTK, actually let me just do it this way. You can add those constants that have the word OK and cancel, but it's just easier just to write them, to be honest. So cancel, and this is going to emit the GTK response type of cancel. Now I just write OK, and this is going to emit GTK response type. Okay, alright, looking good. So now what they did at this point is, well, we pretty much set up the basic construct for that dialog, and now, just like before, whenever they open it, we're just going to run it. So dialog run right like there. So this is going to run, and all of the functionality that we have is already built in. I mean, we don't have to say, okay, this is how you scroll to select your file. This is how you display all of the files on your desktop or whatever. It's already built into GTK. So we can just run it straight up like that, and then we can handle the response. So if response is equal to, and we have two different things. Okay. So if they click the OK button, then what we're going to do is, remember, here, let me pull up this demo again. Whenever the user clicks the OK button, that must mean that they had a file selected. So what we're going to do in that case is we'll just print out you clicked the OK button. And we'll also print out whatever file name they selected. So I'll print out file selected, and let me just do it this way. Dialog.get file name. So this function right here returns whatever file name they selected from this dialog or the pop-up window. And now what I can do is just elif response. What was my other response? Canceled. Alright, so if they hit cancel, we'll just print out like user didn't want to select a file. So print user didn't choose any file. And there we go. Actually, let's change this to open, since that's kind of more clearly what you want to do. And we'll say you click the open button. And user didn't choose any file. Alright, looking good. And that, hopefully... Alright, so the only thing we have to do now is just write dialog destroy. And again, this just ensures after they either selected a file or, you know, canceled out of it, that the pop-up window actually closes instead of them clicking cancel and it just stays there. Or that would kind of suck for them. So now let's go ahead and run this. Alright, so look at our awesome looking program right now. I'm going to choose a file, and then this dialog pops up. Now remember, all of this functionality is already built into your core operating system. So now I can just go to desktop, whatever, and I don't know. I can either just select this and hit open. And then you can see right here, you click the open button, file selected, and it gives you the path of the file. Or what you can do is, remember, we added these buttons at the bottom. So we have a cancel button and an open button. So if we just cancel out of there, user didn't choose any file. And check this out, this is pretty cool. If you just go to desktop, like I said before, you can select the file and hit open, or you can just double click it, and that's going to work too. So GTK is smart enough to realize when you double click a file, it's essentially the same as selecting it. So again, that is how you do it with files. I already showed you guys how to do it with directories. So yeah, there you go. Go ahead and make programs, open files, follow your heart, and yeah, achieve all your dreams. Dun, dun. I don't know what to say. I never know what to say at the end of my video. So see ya.